My name is Kevin Huang. It was my thesis film for college. The film is about a young man, a son, who decides to poison his father because he's lived with his father his whole life. He's like 23 now, and feels his father is very overbearing, and he decides to poison him. As he's carrying out this task, it's a long poisoning, he begins to see his father for the first time as like a real human being, not just like an authority figure, and then he starts having second thoughts. The film is 20 minutes, and yeah, the first cut was like 29, and then I realized no one wants to watch a 29-minute short film, so it took me like a month to like slowly cut down all the like unnecessary pauses and beats, and then finally to get to like a nice tight 20 minutes that I was happy with. The shoot was only 6 days. We did a lot in those 6 days because we were really low budget and it was a school film. So, we were crammed for time and crammed for equipment and resources. So we were rushing a lot the whole time, but also I had like a fantastic crew. They were all my friends and future friends, and then so we were all very comfortable working with each other, very friendly, and we were able to pump out 20 shots a day. And I was very happy with the shoot. It was very fun. It was like going to summer camp, and at the end we all bonded and became a little bit closer. The inspiration behind my movie was kind of when I first started pitching the idea to my professors and my friends and my friend who ultimately became the producer on the film. The idea of a son poisoning his father was a really weird idea, and a lot of people gave me weird looks and were kind of freaked out, even including my professor. But then and yeah, I understand why. But really for me the whole idea of the film isn't about just someone killing someone. It's about for me it's kind of like an allegory for a moment in your life when you're when you're a kid, you kind of see your parents as authority figures your whole life, because they're always telling you when to go to bed, to do your homework, to eat your vegetables. And then there's this kind of weird moment when you're 16, 18, you start to see your parents as real human beings and start to see them as people with flaws and people who make mistakes, and you realize they're not perfect and they're trying their best to be parents, but sometimes they mess up. They do have your best interest in you, and that was what I was trying to communicate with this film in a kind of weird, twisted way, I guess.